Alright, versus Z here checking in with you guys with my first Transformers animated review. And what better way to start this series of reviews? What better way to start than with Voyager class Earth Mode Optimus Prime? As you can see, he's pretty nice. He's show accurate in some extent. It's pretty show accurate in some extent. Pardon the trailer or something. I mean, it's nice though. It's like I said, it's not show accurate, but it's nice. Yeah, he does have his rotating water pistol here, which can squirt water. You just fill it up right here. Take the black part, fill it up with water, just like any other old water gun that we've all grown up with. And you squirt it like this. You know, you could squirt like your girlfriend, your mom, your grandma. You know, just like that. It's fun. Trust me. But yeah, he rolls pretty well with the trailer on, but let's take this off for now. But when you take it off, he looks more G1-ish. The problem is all the weight is on the front portion of this trailer, so his back wheels kind of don't roll in sync with the front, but it's still good enough. But anyway, let's do a couple of size comparisons before we get started. From what I have. If you put them with Soundwave, Deluxe Soundwave, Soundwave's supposed to be an SUV. If this is what they would call in the future a big rig or a fire truck, I would say they're somewhat in scale. You bring in Deluxe Ratchet here, which is a van. Some vans are huge, but we are talking about a totally animated show, so I would say they're pretty show accurate in scale. If you bring the three together, then they would be in scale. Van, SUV, bigger truck. Perfect, right? But then you have like Deluxe Prowl, let's say. Totally not in scale. Then you have Oil Slick. Definitely, absolutely not in scale. Which is okay, I guess. It all just depends on if you like to pose them in alt mode. But here's also the new one I got today, which I could not pass up on. I had to get him. It was the new Blazing Lockdown. He's got a new color scheme, except for the black. He's got a new color scheme. He's got a new accessory here. But let's talk about him later for another review. Scale-wise, he's probably just as long. Without the chain, he's probably just as long. Maybe Optimus is a tad bit longer than him, but he's a muscle car. They're big. It's supposed to be a fire truck or a trailer of some kind. It could be bigger. I don't know. It depends. And I don't have the Deluxe Cybertron Mode Optimus Prime, but I hear he's actually just a tad bit shorter than this guy. So overall, I would say that this guy is kind of on the small side when it comes to vehicle mode. But really, who poses their stuff in vehicle mode especially if they're in such a good robot mode as this guy? And let's just get to that right now. Transformation, I would say, is on kind of the easy level, especially that it's got this really good automorph feature to it. First thing you want to do is you take the silver parts and you part them. Bring them down like that, just to the side. Then you want to take these front parts, the grill, bring them down, or rotate them downward, just like that. Next, there's this black lever right behind them, and what you want to do is you want to push it down, and this will activate the automorph feature here. Oh, that's what it does. I'm sure you guys saw that. The legs just pretty much spun themselves down. Some more space. Next thing you want to do, you could either flip these feet up. I'll do that now. Flip the feet up, grab the blue parts of his legs, and bring them down. Take his legs apart. And that should be all. From the back, you want to take these wheels, which are spring-loaded for when you want to bring them back to vehicle mode. Just rotate them inward. Then you take these silver parts and bring them down. take the silver parts themselves and bring them up. Then next they will kind of sit into a hole here, just a little slot there. They won't peg in or anything, they'll just securely, very securely sit there. And that is it for the legs. You kind of just want to adjust his upper body so it's aligned with his legs. Next part is kind of my own way of doing it, because in the instructions it tells you to take these black tabs and lift them up, and then you do all this other mumbo jumbo. But my way of doing it, but it's a little bit on the aggressive side, my way of doing it is you take him from behind his shoulder, kind of just dig your finger in there, and everything will just fall out of place, just like that. I'm sure I'm probably not the only one who does that, but yeah, that's my way of doing it. Next, you want to take your finger and dig in there, get his hands, which are tucked into his forearms, and click them onto the black tabs. Do the same to the other side. Get his arms associated. Next is his head. Take emergency lights, pop it open, there's his head, pop it up, close this thing. Then this thing is actually on two joints, where you see the two screws there. Bring the bottom joint down and then the top joint down, so that it'll fold perfectly just like that. And here you have Optimus Prime in robot mode. Neat little feature here is, see his face mask? You can actually bring that down with a little lever here, just like that. That's how far it'll go normally, just right below his lower lip, but you can't actually push it down farther, so that's a bit more show accurate. They still could have done a better job with that feature, but it's still nice, it works, but you know, could have done better. We can get to his articulation before anything. His head will rotate 360, his arms will also rotate 360. They can go back and forward. They can reach out about that far. They will bend at the elbow once, up that far. They can also move inward. Hands can't move unless you untab them from the black parts. His torso, as you saw, will rotate side to side. That's thanks to his little automorph feature. His legs are not on ball joints, but you can get good amount of leg movement. Some in and out, some side to side, back and forth, this and that. His knees will bend about that far. His feet will go in and out, or up and down. And I think that's the extent of his articulation. Not a lot of points, but it's a very good amount of points. Good enough for good poses. I've posed him in all the possible, you know, Prime-like poses that you could ever think of, and he can pull them off pretty well. But yeah, as far as accessories, before time runs out, I don't think this review would take that long, but his trailer, which is both of his accessories combined, like I said, his water gun will just pop out like that. It doesn't peg in or anything, but you see that big hole? These two pegs here, they're rounded, they'll just snugly fit in there, just like that. And yeah, like I said, it will shoot water, which is fine. And he'll hold it through this little black peg. He'll hold it on both arms pretty well, like so. Next thing here, this big piece of junk is his axe. Bring out his handle, bring out the blades, and bring that down, and you have a big, huge axe, which is not show accurate whatsoever. But it's huge. It's still a nice axe. It's just not show accurate. And you can just store it in his hands right there. Yep. Nice huge axe. Yeah, it's just plain and ugly on the other side, but whatever. You can always just rotate it if you want to hide that under, you know, that under part. But one other neat feature is on the back of him, there's this little gap right here. It's a square and then kind of a rounded bottom. There's no other purpose for this except for this. I don't remember if the instructions on this guy said you could do this, but take the water pistol and peg it back in there, and now you see that square and that rounded bottom. You can just pretty much plug it into the back, and now he has kind of, a jetpack. Optimus Prime with wings and a jetpack. It's not, it's not anything we haven't seen before, but it looks really nice on him. Like I said, I'm not sure if it said that on the instructions. I threw them away right away, but yeah. Anyway, let's finish this up. Definitely, I would recommend this guy. Pick him up. Whatever form of Transformers fan you are, recommend him. Pick him up because I give him a straight 10. See you guys next time.